Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Hi, YouTube. Welcome on in. Hey, we're about to get started with episode number 2 of season 2 of Arcane. I'm beyond excited. We're just jumping right into it. I told you we're going to do as many as we can today, and we have everyone in chat, all 1,000 plus people in here, getting really excited for this. Hell yeah, brother. I am hyped, guys. Episode 1 was amazing. Episode 1 was amazing. You better take that. It's a great setup episode, and I can't even imagine what's to come. I do have my moss sticks ready, so I'll be chowing down while we eat. It's not real food, but it'll get me through. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoy some of the deep analysis, some of the deep content, the conversations and everything that happens, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, so on and so forth. It means the world. And plus, we're building out a community that is about the psychoeducational components of stuff. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, season 2, episode 2. Let's go. Are you proud of me? I didn't stop it. All right, hold on. I know you guys can't hear that, so I'm backing it up.
Well, it's all going to shit. Chem barons warring for control of the lanes. Wannabe street thugs squabbling over scraps.
Right.
Just like when Vander shoved off.
Oh.
Except this time, you aren't here to put it all back together. 'Cause how could someone put all those holes in you?
Because someone put all those holes in you. Oh. 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 Who is that someone? Chat just going wild with it. Because someone put all those holes in you. Yeah, oh my god, high disassociation. Yeah. And I can't believe that people were trying to fight, even when I pulled out the DSM-5, that Jinx, like they were saying that Jinx was bipolar and was not having DID. Jinx clearly has dissociative disorders, right? Identity disorder. And it's clear that it's happening based on the personalities present there, right? The comorbidity that we can go ahead and talk about with like anxiety, with all of these different features, it's evident, right? Especially right now. Wow. Right. Aww. I'll let the scene play out. If you look at her, that's the internal struggle that's that's happening, right? It's that internal struggle that's happening where she doesn't want to let go, but she has to let go. She was holding onto his hand, but she was like letting go. And then she was trying to grab him again, but has to stop herself. It's that back and forth aspect that's happening. Jinx is a product of a failure from society on all levels. Jinx is a product of society failing on all levels. Let's be absolutely real with it. If society had allowed for parents to fully care for her, right? The ecology was there to support her and take instrumentality to go up, so on and so forth. Jinx wouldn't be the individual that she is at the moment. Right, we would still probably have Powder, probably with some issues, right? Like anybody else, because Powder is Powder first, just the same way that Jinx is first, right? But Jinx is a product of society. And unfortunately, in a moment like this, Dian Costa, thanks so much for the sub. In a moment like this, we have Jinx, who quite literally, I don't know how else to put it. I'll be frank, has become the number one enemy of this world. She is somebody that hasn't been trained as to how to properly deal with her emotions, how to properly form a secure attachment. Who's Jinx's secure attachment, ladies and gentlemen? We have it right here. Let's talk about it. There are 4 attachment styles, right? Or there are multiple, but let's talk about just the basics. Secure, anxious, avoidant, and ambivalent. We're going to go with the very simple version of this. Where's she at? At this point in time, where is Jinx at? Yo, what's up, Rosie Chan? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. There's only, by the way, that's an R. That's an R. There's only 4, like in a simplified version of attachment. There's 4 attachment. Where's she at? She's anxious? You guys are saying Jinx is anxious? You want to be like, hey, hello, how's it going? It's going good for me. Good news for you. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Anxious, ambivalent, is that possible? Oh, it is. It is. Here, I'll pull it up just to help you guys out in terms of understanding this even further, right? Because that's the end goal, is understanding the theories behind this, right? So let's do it. Boom. Looking at the requirements for this, right? Visiting home for the weekend. Oh, thank you, Rosie Chan. Are you going to go? I hope you're going to go. Looking at the attachment styles here, where would she fall in? Avoidant? Avoidant fearful? Avoidant dismissive? What are we looking at, chat? Joan James, thanks so much for the follow. Avoidant fearful, more dependent in relationships than avoidant dismissive. Strongly fears rejection, has low self-esteem, has high anxiety in relationships. And I would agree with that. I would agree that she's afraid of losing, of being rejected. She's afraid of, she has anxiety in those relationships. She's afraid of, she might tend to act out. She struggles to communicate her needs. So she's a mixed bag. And that's the important element when we're talking about Jinx, when we're talking about like everything coming through. Jinx is a mixed bag. And unfortunately, a lot of individuals, I guess I'm going to talk about this and be very real with you. If you have a mental health disorder, if you have a mental illness, you don't need to go ahead and self-identify, but if you want to, how many of you guys have been seen by your illness first before you as a person? I know a majority of people have. I know a majority of the people that I serve have, right? In terms of like, people will always see those individuals as, oh, well, they have autism, right? They're anxious because they're autistic individuals. Instead of seeing them as a person first, right? And talking about them as an individual first that might be dealing with symptoms of anxiety, they see them as, oh, they're autistic, therefore they have all these things. And it's like, no, they're a person first. And unfortunately, society keeps operating in that way. In the same way that a lot of people classify Jinx as an evil person. In the same way that a lot of people classify Jinx as like, oh, well, Jinx is horrible. Jinx has DID. Jinx is this. And, you're never hearing, oh, well, Jinx is a person, right? Jinx is like, is dealing through a lot of stuff. And some of her symptoms indicate that she's dealing with anxiety, right? Like, so on and so forth. And it's rough. Can't be judged if you don't tell them. And I mean, the judgment aspects even come into aspects of sexuality, of like romance. Like, a lot of people will always try and judge everything else, right, before looking at you as a person first. And that's the rough part, right? I work with people with developmental disabilities, and it's sad to see how people's perception cause harm and unnecessary arrest. Yeah. John James, thanks so much for the hydrate. I appreciate it. You go. So when we're looking at this, think about that as well. Now comes in the real question. Maslow's hierarchy of needs for Jinx. We're about to do this. And I don't mind if some people aren't happy with the fact that we're taking the time to do this. But if we want to understand her, we need to go ahead and understand her as the person, her as the individual, her as the being. Where is she at? I feel most people see it that way, but when first meeting someone, but it changes afterward. Societal expectations, bro. Unfortunately, societal expectations pushes us. It pushes a lot of people to be like, oh, well, for example, let's say that you hang with someone and they're amazing. You don't know why, but you're able to go and hang out with them. And then a friend says, oh, well, did you know that they have this? All of a sudden, your brain puts that label on them. Where is Jinx at? Chat. Where would you put Jinx at? Episode 2. Where would you guys put her at? I'll be honest. She's not in green. I think she's down at the yellow, probably barely touching red. Barely touching red. I would say she definitely has to go ahead and think about like the basic needs, but she's somewhere in between the yellow and barely touching red aspect. Why? Because she doesn't have the top aspect solidified. Yellow since episode 1. Yeah. For example, does she have family right now? Family that support networks that actually care for her? No. They want her dead. Okay. Well, does she have romantic partners? Let's talk about that. Let's go even further. Mickey brought up a good point. Does Zahn even have breathing? Like appropriate breathing. I'm not just talking about like, oh, they're able to breathe, they're good. No, I'm talking about like they're actually like it's healthy levels of breathing. The air is okay for them. They're able to breathe and know that they're not getting intoxicated or they're not like dying because of what they're breathing in or whatnot. I think a majority of them don't. What about the water? Is the water in Zahn good? Would you guys think that? Would you guys drink a glass of water in Zahn? No. Would you guys sleep in Zahn? Would you guys be able to sleep outside safely in Zahn? Do you guys think so? No. Would you guys be able to go ahead and eat safely in Zahn without feeling like you're gonna get mugged, robbed, anything else they can? Zandy, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate it. No. Okay, so then you're telling me that Jinx might not even be at red, or maybe is not even fully in yellow. For a normal individual, would they consider that aspect safe, right? Ecologically, we know that she grew up in that environment. And unfortunately for her environment, she was going to go ahead and grow up and treat that as a normal environment, right? But for a normal, healthy individual, going down there, would that be safe? Oof. And then we can talk about excretion and everything else. Very, very interesting stuff. How old is Jinx, chat? How old is Jinx? Where would you guys place her? Chat is saying 19. 16 to 19. And I know we touched on this, right? At a very early age, where was her first developmental milestone that was not met? I know we're going in deep, and a lot of people were like, whoa. Where was her first milestone that was not met? Okay, I'm going to keep 19 in mind. Being honest with you, since she was born, her ecology was never safe. So the key question to answer is her world safe? Children need to develop a sense of caregivers, provide reliability, care, and affection. A lack of this will lead to mistrust. Yeah, they could have had parents, but is the world safe? Is the world safe, chat? That's the question to ask. And chat goes silent. Oh, who isn't safe in a relationship with their parents? Is them big world isn't safe. Yeah. The world was never safe to begin with, especially with the enforcers and everyone coming through, living in Zahn, all the toxicity, everything coming in through that we just touched on. The world was never safe. Okay, here's another one. Early childhood. Children need to develop a sense of personal control over her physical selves and a sense of independence. Success leads to a feeling of autonomy. Failure results in feelings of shame and doubt. Okay, was she able to do everything by herself, or was Vi taking care of her? That's the point, 04. Not like a lot of people, especially in Zon, would not meet the first qualifications. So you're going to get a lot of people that are mistrustful. A majority of things, right? So can she do things by herself, or did she need others? Since Vi did take care of her, guess what? Now we're getting the opposite reaction. Now she's trying to do a lot of things by herself, right? She doesn't want people to go ahead and boss her around because she wants to go ahead and get autonomy. Otherwise, being told what to do can bring a lot of shame and doubt. Being micromanaged can bring a lot of shame and doubt. Having someone there telling her, hey, you need to go ahead and do this, this, and that can bring a lot of shame and doubt. Hence why she is searching for that autonomy. Hence why there's all this aspect of mistrust in the world where she's trying to find someone that she can trust. Children need to begin asserting control and power over the environment. We're going through it. Success in this state leads to a sense of purpose. Children who try to exert too much power experience disapproval, resulting in a sense of guilt. Okay. Did she assert control and power over her environment, or did the environment assert a sense of power and control over her? We're going deep. Layers. Even Vi says that. Yep. Even Vi highlights, right, that the environment did go ahead and play a good aspect of self. So is she good or is she bad? Think about it. These are questions that we have to answer, that we answer to ourselves growing up, developmentally speaking. Is she good or is she bad? If the environment is what controls her and labels these emotions, these questions on her, Zom being kind of Zon and the bomb. Right, Lolis. Right, I took that chart and answered all the questions. Exactly, Vim. Good. Until she isn't, like a kid, right? Who's now trying to go ahead and bind control over her environment. All right, next one. Children need to cope with new social and academic demands, right? Success leads to a sense of competence, while failure results in feelings of inferiority. Okay. Did she cope? Was she able to cope socially? Probably not. Failure results in feelings of inferiority. Does she feel inferior? We don't even have to go through school, right? We don't even got to touch on the aspects of school. But did she feel inferior, chat? Does she feel inferior to others? And is she trying to gain that control back of not feeling beneath anybody else? Yep. So there we go. Teens need to develop a sense of self and personal identity. Success leads to an ability to stay true to yourself, while failure leads to role confusion and a weak sense of self. Does she know who she... For the first season, she had a huge issue with this, which is, who is she? Right? Are we about to see that going forward? It's like the authors came through and they saw all of these milestones and they're like, nope. And now they're going to try and answer these questions. And now Jinx has to come through and answer all of these questions. Young adults need to form intimate, loving relationships, right? With other people. Success leads to strong relationships, while failure results in loneliness and isolation. Guess what? Is she isolated? And is she lonely? Is she going to act out to try and feel loved and wanted? Because she doesn't trust others, because her world isn't safe, because she doesn't really know what good or bad truly is, because she doesn't know where she's going, because she doesn't have an instance of what is a safe way to express that. Adults need to create and nurture things that will outlast them, often by having children or creative a positive change that benefits others. Legacy is what it's talking about. Success leads to feelings of usefulness and accomplishments, while failure results in shallow involvement of the world. Is she creating a legacy? And that's the final question to ask there as it goes into a reflection of life, and that's like near the end. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the writers have done an incredible job of highlighting all the different instances that are crossing Jinx's mind as we're touching on these elements. And I hope that this clarifies a little bit more as to how would one break down the psychology of Jinx? Well, we need to look at all of these different things. We can go on. This can turn into a 15-hour stream if I brought up all the theorems and the different theories and talk about paradigm shifts. If we start talking about the different like psychological branches and the different perspectives as to how one would be able to go to treat Jinx, right? What is the best approach to treat Jinx and to try and get her to a better state? It would take hours, but just for a brief glimpse to try and understand where she is at the moment, right? And how much she's struggling with. I hope that helps. Let's keep going. Also, Kaku, thanks so much for the follow. Letting go must have been hard. Oh no.
Have you had enough?
Oh. I have to mute it. I'll sing it for you. I got you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. The sound of the silence that allows. That I told. You're the greatest. Oh, the misery. And we're out of it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We didn't stop for the opening. We did a good job. Let's go. We did a good job. Let's go, guys. We didn't stop for the opening. That's pretty good. On my book, that's pretty good, man. Never thought the day would go. I was about to. There's a couple of moments where I was about to go and reflect back, but I think that we should analyze more of the episode on this one. Hey, yo, Sokol's back? What? Oh, okay. Right. Oh. So now everyone's fighting for control. Now in a moment like this, what an efficient use of storytelling. Yeah, no, absolutely, right? Because it's like all of these key players have left, right? Silco leaves. Everyone's fighting for that chair, you know, at the, what is it? The head of the table. They're all fighting to be Roman Reigns. They're all fighting to be at the head of the table. And this is an issue. This is a fundamental issue. Because all of a sudden it's, hey, how far are you willing to go to be at the head of the table? How far are you willing to go ahead and have control over everything and anything that's happening down below? Yep, that's what I thought. And meanwhile, Jinx doesn't, wow. I like how everyone else is going into complete chaos, right? They're going into all of this aspects of fighting and 1,001 things, but Jinx is just going through it. She doesn't care about being at the head of the table. She doesn't care about anything else, but she's grieving. In her own way, she's grieving. Hey, yo. Why does she kind of remind me of Powder? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why does she kind of remind me of Powder? Like, y'all remember when Powder has the little picture when she's playing with Echo and stuff? Small child. Small child. Wow. The different gangs here. Oh. How long is it going to take before they come after her? My God, you have all these faction wars happening, right? You have the Dominators, I guess, versus the Mafia, Mafia Club 3000, just like Mafia, you know? Dirty little animals callback. Right, right. So you have the Dommy Mommy gang against the other gang all together. Jinx, how long is it going to be before they start coming after you, especially if you're not taking up that seat? There are other people that are not going to want you to have that seat, but unless you guys unite, that's going to be rough. Yep. Oh. 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 Oh no, wait a minute. Is this is what they're doing like a reflection element where it's one of those things where it's like if you met your younger self, what would you do, right? In a scenario like this, if Jinx, was able to see her younger self, would she be able to protect herself? Or would she let the bad things happen again? Ooh! Ooh! I guess she would instantly. I want you to notice in the background the pictures of Jinx, the way that they have her described is like maniacal, man. It's like if she's like full on just just going absolutely wild with it. But the Jinx that we're seeing here, right, is completely different than the way that they have her painted out there. The posters are so wild, right? Because they're trying to make her seem crazy, for a better, for lack of a better term. They're trying to make her seem insane. If you look at how they drew her, right? The Jinx we have now has dead eyes. Look at her eyes in the posters. If you guys have the ability to do so, right? They literally, the way that they framed her out to be is to be one without, like, that you can't empathize with, right? They're trying to go ahead and make it seem as though like they're absolutely insane, so on and so forth. Hence why they don't draw the eyes full color or full everything. Mm-hmm. Or us society. Oh, did Jinx find a sister? Did Jinx just adopt a sister? She lives in a society, chat. But no, realistically, in an instance like this, I'm like, poor baby. Think about it, how messed up it is, right? Where even though she's in the most wanted poster for this little kid, Jinx was probably a safer aspect, a safer individual than the society. The kid adopted her.
be it from me. But you hired me to run the numbers, and ever since we've gone up against the other Chem Barons, the numbers are in the,
Shitter?
Not exactly the term.
You ever wonder why fat brains like you always wind up working for grunts like me?
No, never.
You only use half your head. Plotting moves, calculating odds. You know how Silco took hold of the lanes? With his bare teeth.
It just, seems, hasty. Last count, Margot had at least 10 hitters guarding the stash.
Margot and Cross can buck all they want, but in the end, I'll be the one smiling. Until I'm in Silco's chair, your only job is to make the numbers work.
In a situation like this, I think it highlights as well. Silco was doing a lot of amazing things, yeah. Like, Silco was legitimately holding the underground together. He's so cool. Yeah, he's so cool. But Silco was legitimately holding the underground together for a good period of time. If we're being honest, if we're being realistic, he held everyone together because of fear, right? Because fear is a great uniter, as well as other things. But yeah, Twitch and Twist are so fun. But comes in the main element. How does he feel about Jinx? How do they all feel about Jinx?
The Gray, all the way up here?
Who's that? That seems mighty important for there to be a face or something in the show. Chat, anybody? Is this a character in Arcane? A literal Jinx? Well, I don't think that this is Jinx, but is this an actual character in like League of Legends? The BDSM gang.
What do you know?
One of the
Cleared the
generals.
place out. Might have made our jobs a whole lot easier.
No, we can't.
It's factory smog trapped underground. No more, no less.
Boss.
You go on ahead. Report back.
Oh, bro. The BDSM gang is down and out. What the heck? Hey, yo. Okay, absolutely terrifying. If someone's already using gas or smoke like this to try and take out an entire person, the Geneva checklist is really being highlighted in this regard, right? The red eyes from the smog, my eyes tear up so it's effective. Someone gassed it, yeah, mortifying to be honest. Here we go. Let me pull this up. I got you. Where's it at? No. Geneva who? But in a situation like this, who all has the power and control and why, right? And that's a question that I do have for all the characters. Like, we've seen how Silco started to gain ground and how he really held up San and the Undercity. But how did the others come into being and why is that important? Well, that's important because ecologically, the more moves you make, the more ripples it's going to have.
I know you're all fantasizing about sawing each other's heads off, so I'm gonna get right to it. These turf wars have to stop.
These two have been the aggressors. I've only defended my interests.
Coy doesn't suit you, love. You started this dance when you raided the Rapture Walk.
What could I want with your boulevard of filth?
Topside is the real enemy. Us killing each other is playing right into their hands. Our best shot is to put aside these petty squabbles and join forces.
Ally with these two? I rather favor my chances with Topside.
Even together, they outnumber us 4-1. That's before all the recent casualties.
Might matter up there.
Savika.
They don't know the first thing about fighting in the fissures.
Is he dead? Why is he so quiet?
She's right. We don't get topside off our backs, we don't last. But I got a different solution. We give them Jinx. That's all they really want.
We don't hand over our people.
We? You don't do much
Oh,
anything anymore, do you,
no.
Magpie? Bird without a wing's just a funny-looking rat. Struck a nerve, did I? Okay, I'll make you a deal. You help me put a bow on Baby Blue for our friends upstairs? I'll cut you a brand new puncher, top of the line, all the fixins.
But couldn't you do the same? Like, if you're really going to talk about, like, all of this stuff, right, and you're really trying to go out and play a snake in this regard, couldn't Jinx just go ahead and craft something up? She's a tinkerer, right? So Jinx is really creative in the way that she goes and outlines certain things. But unlike you, who's only aiming for power, I don't know about that, right? Savika's base because she's the one who's trying to achieve her goals. Also, I don't think the offer still holds after Does She Care? I love Savika's great. As a character, Savika's like, she still holds on to something, right? And I think that's what makes her a powerful character. For Savika, they weren't exactly friends, right? But that's the main regard is how far are you willing to go for the people, right? Are you about to let the Undercity fall into lawlessness? Clearly. I love his voice actor, by the way. Whoever it is.
Think on it. But I promise, it's the last offer you're gonna get.
Right. Oof.
You crazy?
Jinx, you don't need to come in with all of this. Hold on. And it's powerful stuff, right? Her going through all of this, her literally losing an agent of change, right? So she loses one of her hands, one of her agents of change, which is able to go ahead and directly influence her environment, so on and so forth. She's only left with one of them black, right? So now that she has one back, she has this one available. How hard would it be for your life if you lost a hand? If you lost one of your hands, how difficult would your life get? At this point in time, boom. All of a sudden, Wizard Ed collects half of one of your hands. What happens? Really? Yeah. Pretty hard. It'd get really, really hard. I think it'd become extremely difficult to cope with the loss, right? Because now you have phantom pain. Now you have 101 other aspects out there. My God hand or the other hand, but hard. Regardless, it would become extremely difficult to go and do certain things when you've been used to moving and utilizing things. What Savika is doing there in terms of just talking and doing her frustrations out, right, to the empty chair, is a technique we do in therapy called the Gestaltian technique, right? Empty chair method. So it just involves talking as though someone was there, so that way you're able to ground yourself, right? You're able to start taking those next steps. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, which is you're ever venting your frustrations out, or you're imagining a scenario where someone's right in front of you, like a person that you wanted to tell off, right? And you're practicing it in your head, or maybe you're doing it because for you it's easier for you to calm down or vent it out and then be able to stabilize yourself while driving. Kinda, it happens all the time, right? It happens all the time. In those regards.
Talking to dead people.
You here to finish me off?
Haven't I done you enough favors?
Aww.
Same time every day. Big baby couldn't do it himself.
Oh. And she's still following the routine. Jinx. Ah. Ah. My heart. Right. Oh. The best way that for me to put this is propinquity. The more time that you spend with someone, the more that you tend to like bond with them. Now we were about to see Jinx and Savika become friends. The amount of connection, right? Don't matter if you hate each other, right? The amount of time that you spend with someone over a period of time, you will start to go ahead and bond in some way, shape, or form. Now all of a sudden there's hurdles and trauma and everything that they've been into. I guess now it's time to watch it all burn together. Oh no, Jinx, this doesn't seem safe. Shady alley.
What'd I tell
Creepy
you?
guy.
Victor.
Excuse me?
Victor.
Oh. Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey. Let me see those hands. Let me see those agents of change. Ugh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hexman is bored. What? 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 Butterfly Victor. Who are you? Wait a minute. Did the Hex Core just fuse with them then? Or like the Hex energy in general? That's glorious. That makes him something beyond human. No, absolutely. Imagine having a buffed up body like that, right? Imagine having a buffed up body like that. That's the effect of his voice, right? Fear, hunger, design.
You're alive. You're alive.
Yeah, is that an evolution?
You must be cold.
Cold.
His voice, my God. My God, his
I
voice.
don't think so. I sense a charge, a potential, a recursive impulse. Unpleasant, but cold isn't its name.
Is what happened to Victor similar to what happened to Shinji in Evangelion, where Shinji was rebirthed through the Eva? Was Victor just reborn through Hex? That might not make any sense at all. I might just be shooting myself like 110% here. I'm thinking in that way where I'm like, okay, so in an interesting way in Evangelion, right? There was a character that goes through something similar, right? Ends up being absorbed into the Eva and, you know, comes out again as a human per se. But in this instance, is Victor a product of, or a new byproduct of evolution per se, if we're to go ahead and put it that way, where he came out of this stasis, right? I don't know. Wow. I don't think the hex core was Victor's mom. A new life form. Absolutely. A new life form. Wow. Yeah, exactly, Coughme. Exactly. Either that or like, I don't know. What does this mean for humanity? Does this mean that like we'll be able to access more data, more information, and expand and evolve at a faster rate? Are we able to go ahead and understand now that Victor is, you know, kind of fused in weirdly, like different aspects of self? Is there like, you know, what is Hex Core really? He still has his memories though. Is that Victor though? Look, he looks like a sage. Victor based. Oh. Oh. Dude, he looks like a great old sage with like, you know, the way that he's walking and all of that. The robe, all of that stuff really just elevates his position. I feel like he's about to do like one of those like great spells and just take us into like a paratemporal distortion field or something. Like the amount of the amount of just like straight up like vibes that he's throwing out there is insane. Is insane.
I'm going to resign from the council. I understand now.
He stayed virgin for 30
My place
years.
was always here in the lab with you. We'll make this right together.
I must say goodbye to this place now. To you.
Goodbye. Victor, you're my partner.
Our paths diverged long ago.
Oh.
It was affection that held us together.
Whoa.
You think it's so easy? To turn your back while your whole city looks to you for salvation? To cling to principles while your best friend bleeds out in your arms? I never asked for this!
Yeah. Well, I mean, imagine being Victor. Imagine, number one, your best friend just didn't follow what you said for him to go in and go through. Number two, you approach the desk and you see that there's more diagrams of weapons being made. And number three, right through all of this, there's nothing like really saying that like he's sorry about it. It's just more justification as to why this needed to happen. Number four, yeah. At the end of the day, you guys are seeking two different lives. One as a researcher and one as a kind of politician. Wow.
Where are you going?
Goodbye, Jace.
Wow. Nice.
So many of them.
It's all the fighting. We're gonna have capacity issues soon. And there's the security risk.
We're not turning people away.
All these years, we finally get rid of Silco. Just so a new one can take his place.
Now what's this?
Heimerdinger creating the world is ending outside, and Heimerdinger's in here creating little little bubbles. Heimer's so fucking silly. Like Heimer's the best at that, but at the same time, guys, Bubbles! Ruby. Love that little guy. Is that like hex juice or something? Is this like corruption? What is this? Wait a minute. On the leaves themselves, and doesn't that mean that ecologically speaking, this is a toxicant? It's contaminated. Yeah. So there's a toxicant at play here, and it's clearly affecting... Ooh. Kill him. I can't answer. I'll be banned.
Quite troubling.
That tree means so much. It's our food, fresh air. We built our whole identity around it. Man, every time it seems like we might catch a break.
Now,
Oil,
it's
right.
not lost yet, lad. If there is a means of preservation, by golly, we'll find it. I have seen something of this nature before.
Heimerdinger. I mean, what would the reaction of that be? If you were to come back, right? If Heimerdinger were to come back, right? Into Piltover, what would happen? What would happen to everyone in that regard? Hold on. Sorry, chat. Got a message. Trying to go ahead and fix this real quick. Good. We're good. Heiner vented. Yeah, he would probably be received with respect. I don't think that like there would be as much casualty as like we might think out to be, or think that there's going to be. Right.
Don't you essentially own this place?
Shh. Come on. The brambleback has left the jungle.
The brambleback has left the jungle. Wait, there's jungles? You're a jungler? Wait a minute. The Echo's now reconsidering his life choices just because he is in the... Yeah, exactly.
You do realize code phrases don't work when you make them up on the spot.
No, he is mid. Report hyper jungling? Is he not a jungler? Whoa.
Professor!
Yes, of course. What the devil's gotten into you?
I thought... Why are you breaking into my lab?
Your lab?
And who's he?
This is my new pupil, Echo. Echo, my former pupil, Jace. I apologize for the intrusion. We were attempting to sneak in. Oh, pish-posh, like you've never done it. Were you sleeping here?
You drink tea, Echo?
The fact that we now get to see all of these interactions start coming together is wonderful. Fantastic. 10 out of 10, right? Did Echo ever claim to be his people? I don't think so, right? Jace is taking the divorce very seriously. But from that, what is going to come out of it if they don't team up, right? If there's no team up or actual evolution between the two characters forming together and finding out like, hey, if we're not able to go ahead and join forces or be able to go ahead and have a conversation about what's happening, no one's going to be heard. And in fact, the only thing that that's going to do is exacerbate the situation. My only fear is last season I said, oh no, they wouldn't do that to kids, right? They wouldn't do that to kids. And now I'm deeply afraid, now that I've thought about it, that the little kid is going to get hurt. Now I'm terrified that they're going to get rid of the little kid that's following Jinx around if stuff isn't resolved. They've done it once. They've shocked me once. Hold on. Wait a minute.
You're right. It matches the corruption we saw in the plants we tested with the Hex Core, but where did you say you found this?
Deep in the underground.
Echo's home is a marvelous place. Truly a wonder. You should see what... right.
JP,
when I
thanks
said
so much for the
home,
sub. I
was,
appreciate it.
Of course, referring to his cognitive center, which is certainly not a physical location hidden in the...
Did any of the plants survive?
They weren't what we were trying to save. But this pattern, how could it be there and here? Oh no.
Where's Victor?
So then, did Victor cause this? Yeah, because I see some of you guys saying Victor caused this by throwing the ashes. Wow. So the layers of death is every single action has a repercussion, right? Chase, he's Jesus now. Every single action has a repercussion, and it's from terms of ecologically speaking, it's terrifying now because there is no middle ground, and everything is blurry, right? How did he know the hole was left by Victor? Good question. But also, when we're looking at this, guys, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Who is right here? If Piltover is going through all of this, if Echo and his time police are going through 1,001 things, right? If we look at Jinx's side and everything that's happening in the underground, there's a lot at play here. Sure, good news. You want to share the good news? Also, who is this? I'm assuming that this is another League character then, right? Blue-haired girl, looks like an elf, has a staff, and people are praying to it. So then religion is a very real thing in the Wind Goddess reference. Oh, yeah, that's sort of what I was going to say. Then I'm assuming that religion or an aspect of religiosity is a thing in this world. Jana. January drop. If we have enough people in here, if we have enough people that's a champion, okay. The goddess of fresh air. If we have people praying to a goddess or something for change or fresh air or something, that's huge. Aww. But religion is a major aspect of the world. That's what I'm curious about. Imagine praying for fresh air. Yeah. That's incredible. It's wild, right? So Victor is getting called into something. There's a call to action that's happening for him. And I'm assuming that the more and the longer that he spent, right, involved with the Hex, the more that like he got all this weird powers and abilities and whatnot. My thing though is, what role is he going to play like at large, right? Is there a bigger theorem here than what we can see currently? Right? Laugh my ass off. Is there something larger at play here? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's really, really interesting to go ahead and see the way that these characters are interacting with one another and also the deep dives of that. If you were Victor, would you be able to trust another person or not? I don't think you would be like comfortable reaching out to another person that might use the powers for a negative mention, right? So there's a lot of mistrust between all the characters, and that's what this is highlighting. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are reaching the top of the hour here. Every hour, ladies and gentlemen, boys, I appreciate you guys coming on through. Grab a drink, grab a snack. We're about to come back. Quick little break, and then we'll come back and we'll finish off this episode. Guys, quick little break. We'll be right back. This is awesome, dude. This is filled with so many things. Go to the restroom, 2-minute break. Let's go. Alrighty, I'm back. Are you guys ready? Set. Got a new drink here. Woo! So I love Arcane for these reasons, right? Because sometimes the episodes we can dive in and we can literally be there for like 3, 4, 5 hours, right? And sometimes we could just come back in and be like, whoa, this episode's gone pretty quickly, which is amazing in of itself. Welcome on in, everyone. Welcome on in. Hi. Welcome on back. We're ready to go ahead and continue. I hope you guys are. There's a lot to take in, and I feel like a lot of the gravitas of the situation, luckily a lot of the stuff we've already explained back in season 1. But when it comes to this, though, a lot of what's coming up again is just the relationship dynamics as to what's happening and the power positioning that's enabling all of this. I'm assuming that at the very end, we're not going to get a happy ending to this story. We're more than likely going to get an ending where everyone is at each other's throats and everyone has to go their own way. That's the way that I assume that this is going to end. But let's find out. Let's see if we get more information. Hey! The punching machine. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Oh, no. El Kukui. Oh, no. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. How messed up is this going to be? If it's them, if it's Kate and them, and she sees Vi with them, how messed up is that gonna be? Like all of a sudden it's, hey, you're the very same thing that we were fighting against? Oh no. Oh no. Oh. It's horrible, but they look so cool. They look like the good guys, right? But at the same time, it showcases that they were the ones that attacked the Dami Mami Club, right? They gassed them all out. They went in there and they did some massive damage. And they're the good guys. They're the good guys. You're just doing a little bit of chemical warfare, you know, not allowing people to breathe. Oh. Jinx. Whew. The layers that come through with this. Jinx. Poor Jinx. Like, yes, everything that may have happened, right? Don't even get me wrong, but also, that's like a core fundamental betrayal, I think. Like if you were to see your sibling go like team up with the other side and wear the uniform that took out your parents, the parallels. The parallels. Oh, we're the enforcers, you know, that were able to go ahead and come through and cause so much damage to you guys. Oh, and if before you were just freaking out about seeing them together, now in the full uniform. Kate is losing it. But it's those symptoms of anger, grief. If you're not able to process stuff correctly, and especially if you don't have like the appropriate means of working through your emotions, guess what? Your emotional sensitivity is going to go up and down through insane levels of regulation, right? So all of a sudden, feeling anger, well, yeah, you're going to feel anger, but you're going to feel anger times 1,000.
It's all clear.
Back in episode 2 last season.
Sorry, Commander.
Oh. Jinx. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
Baby blue. Right through their fingers. You must be part eel. Just means I can up my finder's fee. There's always a deal to be struck. They want you alive. But don't think I won't skewer out those peepers. Draw back you long-range type.
Very similar to her doing it to Silco. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How the turntables have turned. Trigger warning, I guess. But also, very similar, like to season 1 when she was holding that thing up to Silco's eyes. Wow. Wow, the writers know how to write, and the writers really take into consideration like the character motivations, how they're going, what they're going into, so on and so forth. This is incredible. It's incredible to go ahead and see like this turn of events from that, though. This is what I'm talking about. In Cautious to season 1, yeah, Undercity as citizen scum, right? But this is what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up together. Okay, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, yeah? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You're going through, you're breaking through. Guess what? Now it's for real. Your family's not there, so you eliminate the green. Oh, yeah, now the people around you don't even want you, so you're not even safe in your own environment. So for Jinx, she has no place to be safe. So the only thing that she can be is Jinx if she wants to survive.
Me? I'm the kind of guy who likes to get in close.
Oh.
Never thought I'd catch you blubbering. Wonder if Silco
It's below yellow. Yeah, 100%.
When he met me, and when I killed him.
You?
It's always me. Whether I'm pulling the pin or not, everyone who gets close to me dies. Wanna know the real kicker? You're the kind of guy who likes to get in close.
Wait. Savika? Hey, yo! Whoo! Whoo! This is insane! Oh, that's wild. And she still gave it Jinx-like mint. That's so cool. That is so cool, man. I ain't even gonna lie. That's hype. Whoopsie. Oh, I'm safe. That's so... Oh, she's still there. Okay, but why is Jinx kind of hot? Why am I kind of into characters like this? Wait a minute. Now I got to reevaluate my life here. Savika having to deal with Jinx's bullshit on her arm, right? Kind of. Angel Mars, thanks so much for the follow. She's just hot, brother. Yeah, you just realized down, boy, down. I need her. Oh no, I can't fix her. Gamba. I love this arm. She just turned it into a Gamba's best nightmare, right? It's a loot box. You just gotta keep pulling, baby. You just gotta keep pulling. Gamba not good. Get jinxed. Oh, oh. Oh.
Okay, wait. There's a deal to be struck here.
You forget, Smeech? You already made your last offer.
Get jinxed. Oh, what is this? What is this? She just went full haywire with it. Oh, is that gonna be a jackpot? Let's go! That you are bull, ladies and gentlemen. With fireworks included.
Fancy.
I love Jinx. I absolutely love Jinx. And I love the fact that she was able to go ahead and make something like this, right? Like, Jinx, I love you. For something like this, Jinx has just been able to go ahead and, like, do the best. She's so good. Her tinkering skills are still, like, optimal. Granted, would we prefer one without all the random Gamba mechanics? I'd probably prefer one without all the Gamba mechanics. But, wow.
Meeting you here.
Moron never could keep his damn mouth shut.
You could have just let me eat it.
Haven't I done you enough favors? I didn't ask you for this.
It was something I could fix.
You got that look in your eye again. What are you planning?
To finish what's left of my family.
Oh. Oh. Victor walking through like the chosen one. Wow. Bro, the chosen one for real. Oh. Oh. Showing empathy. Bro, what the Oh. Okay. And he just fixed him up. He just fixed him up. Victor came back as a messiah figure. The Rizzing Beam turned him into a Rizzler. He injected him with creatine. Glorious evolution. The Borg. Wow. With that much power, right? The weight of the responsibility on Victor's shoulders must continue to grow. Wow. Even in death, yeah. Wow. Starting a cult, I see. Starting a cult, I see. He's literally come back and just saving people. Wow. Wow. The start of the cult of X, right? Absolutely beautiful, absolutely brilliant. Like realistically, bro went through the breakup to cult pipeline, 100%. But even through that, he just did something absolutely peak, right? Which is by coming down here, right? He's giving hope back to the people that are most needed, right? The people beneath everyone else, right? The people that are so addicted to it's cinema, dude, absolute cinema, where he's come through from someone that was on the verge of death to now being able to help those that are undervalued, that can't, like, society rejects and that they don't like because they're addicts, right? Let's be honest. That is how you tell a story. Okay, but what are the effects of his transformation of people? And that's still to be told, right, Grace? What are the effects of him transforming into these individuals? Will they be positive, or at the end of the day, it's just starting a cult-like minded mentality where Hex is the key to everything? Wow. No! The wolves? Oh! What is he cooking? What is he cooking? What is he cooking? There are 2 wolves inside. No way. That episode came and flew by. Oh my God. That episode just flew on by, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely, absolutely incredible. I don't know about you guys, but that was like, that is golden. That is a 5-minute episode. And that's the thing, is not every episode is going to have like 20 million hours worth of in-depth aspects, especially if we've already touched on elements like this. When it comes to the dynamics that are being presented, when it comes to everything, right? That is wild. But I assume that these powers that Victor has are only going to keep exploding, right? As he starts to learn more and more about what powers he has. I wonder, is Victor, I'm going to ask this, and let's power scale Victor at the moment. Is Victor human, above human, like multiversal, early outerversal, universal? Like, where is he at, right? Yeah, episode 1 went for like 1.5 hours, which is pretty decent. That's incredible, absolutely brilliant. I don't know what else to say other than like genuinely amazing. So you are refreshed for episode 3. I don't know what's to come. I really don't know what's to come. But ladies and gentlemen, what would you guys rate this out of 10? Personally, this was another solid episode. It's 2 solid episodes, episode by episode, right? It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Born with Arcane powers, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. It was a smooth episode. Though I have a couple of questions. Number 1, what does the kid represent in the overall story arc that's coming, right? What does that kid represent that's getting really, really attached to Powder, right? Is she going to play a pivotal role in her interactions with Vi at some point? What is Vi and Kate's interactions going to be going forward? Victor going as well as he starts to learn these powers. What does this mean for him, right? Does this mean that he might necessarily have like aspects of outerversal powers or introversal powers that he's able to heal individuals like this? Or are we about to see a Victor versus Jace storyline? There's so many amazing things to throw out there. I'm so curious. I assume she means to a representation of version of Powder and inner child, like you said. Right. I love how you keep calling her Powder. Yeah, well, I mean, Powder Jinx, you know, that kid is going to change Jinx the way that Jinx changed Silco, I guess. I want to see more from Echo. I do too, but I think in the overall scale of things, like the main storyline being Jinx and Vi's story, right? Those are the 2 characters that represent the main story of this, right? Everyone else, stories are important, 110%. And I really want to see Echo flourish a little bit more, but we didn't get to see Jinx at all in episode 1. So count me in for more episodes of just Jinx and just like, you know, some of the shenanigans that are happening through. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, overall, fantastic episode. I don't know, is there an after credit scene or no? After everything. I love her. This is my favorite episode by far, but so far they're all 10 out of 10, but to be honest, no. Okay. That was absolutely goated, guys. Absolutely goated. Personally, I loved it. I absolutely enjoyed it. I think that's absolutely amazing. The outro music is good too. So we can chill to that. I personally, like, for me, that's one of the few things where I can go ahead and state and say pretty confidently Arcane is coming back, and it's coming back with a bang. And there's a lot of interesting dynamics inside of the characters, inside of the relationships that are being presented that make this absolutely peak overall. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're on YouTube, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys are starting to notice a lot of the theories and stuff, everything that we talked about in season 1 is coming right back in and playing perfectly into the psychology of what we're talking about in season 2. I don't know if you guys are noticing it as well, guys. But like a lot of the stuff that we talked about in season 1, whether it's character dynamics, the psychology of these characters, right? How different motivational factors can play a huge role into like individual beings and so on and so forth, can definitely affect the characters as to where they're going and how they're doing right now. So overall, I will say fantastic episode. Awesome. I can't wait to see what episode 3 brings about. So YouTube, I'll see you later. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this around. It would mean the world. I'll catch you guys later.